On this edition of Lexington Now, Haunted Lexington, A Common Thread, and Andrea Bocelli. I'm Neil Noah, and welcome to Lexington Now for the week of October 27th, 2025. It's Halloween week, and Erin Goins is here to talk about Haunted Lexington.
I'm Erin Goins, and I have a walking food and history tour company called Bites of the Bluegrass. And Bites of the Bluegrass is meant to be a love letter to the city. We love sharing local history, and boy, is there a lot of it around here. Our city, in fact, turned 250 years old. It has seen so many important events and people, and it is such a fun way to not only tap into those stories, but also get to know your city in a new way. Head to bitesofthebluegrass.com and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Bites of the Bluegrass to find out more. We've got tours that range from Distillery District to downtown to the warehouse block with a cocktails and bites tour, and of course a haunted history tour. The haunted fun will keep continuing after October. We'll be running this one through November, so still a chance to get your tickets. I'm the ghost of Carrie Nation. In fact, I was born in nearby Gary County in 1846. We had to move around a lot because we were a farming family, but also because my mother firmly held that she was Queen Victoria. This ended her up in an asylum in Missouri, where she sadly passed. Now, by my drinking age of 21, I decided to marry a man named Charles Gloyd. He was a doctor, but sadly a raging alcoholic. We had one daughter together, Charlene, and he died shortly after her birth. I went on to marry a second man named David Nachin. I earned my own teaching certification, and I started traveling around to warn young girls about the dangers of wearing tight-fitting clothing. Now, in 1900, God came to me in a vision. He said, "Carrie, you need to go to Kiowa, Kansas and destroy all the liquor and the barware." That's exactly what I did. On June 7th, I rode into Dobson's Saloon, flung open the doors, and said, "Men, I'm here to save you from a drunkard's fate." And I destroyed all the bottles. At that time, I gathered a bunch of little rocks that I called smashers to bust up these bottles. Next thing you know, word's traveling, I have throngs of women following me, singing psalms as I burst into one saloon after another. My husband David said to me, "You get a lot more done if you used a hatchet." I told him that was the smartest thing he's ever said to me, and I divorced him shortly after. Bars across the nation are terrified. They start carrying signs that say, "All nations welcome, except for Carrie." Well, all things were going great. I was the face of the women's temperance movement until President William McKinley was assassinated. And I guess I went too far, saying he got what he deserved. He was a secret drinker. That's when I entered an asylum, just like my mother. Now, my childhood home is where one of my favorite haunting places around here for sure. Sadly, it was moved a couple years ago, and you wouldn't believe where it's placed today. A distillery. All Nations Distilling, in fact, whose label reads, "All nations welcome, except for Carrie." In Lexington lies beneath souls from the dead. Certainly, our city has seen a number of cholera epidemics, the first one being in 1833. Now, as you walk throughout downtown Lexington, you'll actually hear water trickling because that is a live feed of Town Branch hidden stream flowing underneath Vine Street. In fact, we built our city right on top of this waterway. Merchants put their shops right on top of this water. They would leave their floorboards loose so they could just sweep their trash into it. That became a major problem, folks. And in 1833, there were 7,000 living in Lexington. 500 people died in the very first month. Now, some unlikely heroes arose from this time. William Solomon had arrived here from Virginia and took up the important role as town drunk. Now, this guy was a real menace. He would walk around all disheveled. In fact, one day he got his whiskey on, climbed a tree, and fell right on top of a constable who had sent him one too many times. Now, I was in front of a judge who says, "William Solomon, we're going to sell you on the auction block to recoup all these fines you've been accruing." Around the same time, a woman named Aunt Charlotte arrived here from Virginia as well. Well, she was there that day when she sees William Solomon on the auction block. She takes pity on him, buying him for 13 cents. And I'm sure Aunt Charlotte thought, what have I done? Until this epidemic. People were boarding up their doors, moving to the countryside, and that included grave diggers. Bodies were piling up everywhere. But William Solomon saw his chance to shine. He said, I don't drink water, just whiskey. I'll bury those bodies. And that he did, filling up all the cemeteries in downtown Lexington and giving way to the new Lexington Cemetery, where you'll find lots of souls at rest. In fact, he was one of the first buried there in 1854. You can still find his tombstone today and was given a hero's burial. It reads, William King Solomon had he not a royal heart. Aunt Charlotte is remembered on our West End by Charlotte Court. So Gratz Park is a place where ghosts have long preferred. In fact, Gratz Park was seeing ghost tours as early as the 1920s, and certainly for good reason. There are a lot of spirits over here and even a couple of dead folks. I'm here to tell you about one of those, and that's Constantine Rafinesque. Constantine was an early professor at Transylvania. And when you hear the name Transylvania and you see that the pioneers have an image of a bat as the mascot, you think this has got to have something to do with Dracula, right? Well, in fact, Transylvania literally means across the woods, which is how you once had to go to get there. But Constantine brought along the bat image. In fact, he would often abandon his classroom to go hang out with John James Audubon, the naturalist bird enthusiast. Well, he'd abandoned his class too many times for Horace Hawley, who was the early president of the university. He finally had enough and decided to evict him from both his classroom and his house. Well, upon Constantine's return, he was furious about this and left putting curses on this place. Well, at first, everybody shrugged their shoulders and didn't think much of it. But Horace Hawley died that first year. Next thing you know, there's a fire at the university. So people kind of start scratching their heads about this old curse thing. Well, in the early 1900s, a pauper's grave was found in Philadelphia, believed to be Constantine Rafinesque. The university hears about this and think, this is our chance to lift the curse. So they have him exhumed, and today, Constantine is buried in the basement of Old Morrison Hall, the oldest building on Transylvania's campus. On his tomb, you'll find an inscription that reads, honor to whom honor is overdue. It's right about this time of year that students compete during Roth Week. The winners get to sleep tombside and have pizza delivered to them. All I gotta say is the Transylvania Lady Giant Ear Bats, pioneers, just had a couple of undefeated seasons and 2 Division III titles. So I gotta say, cursed be gone.
A new artwork was officially dedicated downtown. It's called A Common Thread.
Our city's 250th birthday has served as a time of reflection, a time to take stock, to celebrate how far we've come and the work that lies ahead of us. We began planning for this milestone in 2023 with the goal of creating a year-long celebration for Lexington, about Lexington, and by Lexington. 10 months in, we have done exactly that. Hundreds and maybe thousands of our residents and countless community partners, including many of you, have joined us in the fun. We have celebrated Lexington in true fashion with music, food, horses, bourbon, and today, public art. A lasting remembrance of our 250th anniversary. This sculpture, A Common Thread, represents a significant commitment to public art in Lexington. Public art is very important for our community, and an investment in public art is an investment in our community and an investment in our people. A Common Thread is bold, it's futuristic, it is forward-thinking, much like the city it represents. The design of this piece is the work of Benjamin Ball, of Ball Nogus Studios, and Benjamin is joining us today. It has been wonderful getting to know him, working with him on this project. I told him earlier that we ordered for this LA resident the weather just for him. And we want to thank Ben for playing such an important role during our 250th birthday year. And we're excited to have your work in Lexington, and I'd like to invite you to say a few words.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just wanted to thank you personally because I think it was about 16 months ago that I was in Mayor Gordon's office, and I said, you know, what is this project about? And I said, are we thinking about the past? And she says, no, this is all about the future. So thank you for giving me this opportunity. We're standing within a public sculpture and landscape and a collective act of imagination. It weaves together the voices of Kentucky's poet laureates, the reflections of passers-by, and the spirit of a city always in a state of becoming. Fragments of phrases mingled with mirrored glimpses of the streetscapes around us, inviting viewers to use themselves as part of Lexington's unfolding story and its future. In this space of reflection, language, memory, and movement intertwine. The work is a loom for shared identity, a place where past and future, word and image, individual and community are held together by a common thread.
We wanted this to reflect our local excellence in the written word. If you look very carefully at the base of the sculpture, you will see engraved lines of poetry from our four Lexington, from four of Lexington's Kentucky Poets Laureate. Silas House, I want to say it again, Silas House, thank you. Frank X. Walker, George Ella Lyon, there you are. Jeff Worley, we had to wait for the truck, and along with Lexington's Youth Poet Laureate, Eva Alcaraz Monet. Today we are joined by several of these talented writers, and I want to welcome all of our Poets Laureate who are with us. The name A Common Thread is so fitting for this sculpture. It is a literal reflection of who we are as individuals and the important community connections that bind us together as a people who love this city of Lexington and who care for one another. And I invite you to enjoy this sculpture, stand under it and see the reflections, and to take any kind of photos you want.
Ready, 1, 2, 3.
Perfect. After this, Andrea Bocelli.
Hello everyone, Mayor Linda Gorton here at historic Darby Dan Farm, right in the heart of the Bluegrass. All year long, we've been celebrating our city's 250th anniversary, a celebration for Lexington, by Lexington, about Lexington. The excitement keeps building as we head into October, when we celebrate Lexington's equine heritage. For generations, Lexington has been known around the globe as the horse capital of the world. Each year, thousands of visitors come here to enjoy a day of racing at Keeneland or the Red Mile, and to take in the rolling bluegrass landscape that makes our home so special. The picturesque farms that surround our city, just like Darby Dan, are home to world-class bloodstock and a thriving equine industry. Our farms are businesses that employ thousands of our people and contribute to our economy. Our equestrian roots run deep. They're not just part of our story, they are our signature, and we are proud of that. Join us for the 250 Lex Equine Month and help us shine a spotlight on the history that has shaped Lexington for 250 years.
Welcome back to Lexington Now. World-renowned opera performer Andrea Bocelli is coming to Lexington. It's a fundraiser to help fight cancer.
In just a few short weeks, on the evening of Saturday, December 6th, the legendary Italian tenor Andrea Bocelli will perform for the very first time in Lexington, Kentucky, right here at the Central Bank Center's Rupp Arena. He will be joined by the Lexington Philharmonic, bringing together world-renowned talent and the exceptional local musicians we are so proud to celebrate right here at home. The concert is presented by the Lexington Cancer Foundation and will benefit the University of Kentucky Markey Cancer Center, supporting the development of the UK Cancer and Advanced Ambulatory Building. We are joined this morning by Markey Cancer Center Director and Physician-in-Chief, Dr. Mark Evers. Thank you for being here today. We are also joined by Brent Rice with the Lexington Cancer Foundation. Thank you both for being here today and for the incredible work that you do. To mark Maestro Bocelli's historic visit in Lexington, I will be declaring the first week of December Bocelli in the Bluegrass Week. In the days leading up to the concert, there will be a number of community events, including fundraisers to support Markey's Cancer Center, activities with the Lexington Philharmonic, and music education programs in our local schools. Maestro Bocelli's visit to Lexington marks an exciting milestone during a milestone year. 2025 has been a celebration for our entire community as we've commemorated our 250th anniversary. We are so excited to include a performance by Andrea Bocelli as the curtain begins to close on this special year. I would now like for us to hear from Dr. Mark Evers, who has been instrumental in advancing world-class cancer care in the Commonwealth and across the globe. Dr. Evers, please tell us what this means for the Cancer Center. Welcome.
I'm honored to stand with the Lexington Fayette Urban County Government, the Lexington Cancer Foundation, and the Andrea Bocelli team to announce Bocelli in the Bluegrass Week, a signature event to Lexington's 250th anniversary celebration. UK Healthcare and the Markey Cancer Center are proud to be part of this incredible partnership. This concert is more than a cultural milestone. It's a symbol of hope for thousands of Kentuckians facing cancer. As Kentucky's only NCI-designated comprehensive cancer center, Markey has spent over 40 years delivering exceptional care to patients across the Commonwealth. Now we're preparing to take the next step forward. Proceeds from the Lexington Cancer Foundation's VIP and premium ticket sales will directly support the construction of the new UK Cancer and Advanced Ambulatory Building, a transformative project that will redefine cancer care in Kentucky for generations to come. So let me briefly share what this new facility will mean for our patients and for our state. First, it addresses a critical and growing need over the past decade. Our patient population has doubled, yet our outpatient space has remained unchanged. This new building will double our clinical capacity and provide room for continued growth. Second, it will significantly enhance the patient experience. Currently, outpatient services are spread across 6 separate buildings at UK Healthcare. The new facility will bring these services together under one roof, creating a true one-stop shop where patients can receive consultations, chemotherapy infusions, imaging, and radiation therapy all in one location. Third, it will expand our ability to deliver the most advanced treatments available. The building will include dedicated space for our precision medicine clinic, offering access to early phase clinical trials, and for our cellular therapy program, which uses patients' own immune system to fight cancer. Most importantly, this facility ensures that no Kentuckian will need to leave the state to receive exceptional clinical care and access to the latest innovations in cancer treatment and research. There's also a beautiful connection between this concert and our new facility. It will include a dedicated space for integrative medicine, art, music, and narrative therapies that support healing and well-being. Andrea Bocelli's artistry has touched millions, and through this event, it will help transform cancer care in Kentucky. To Mr. Bocelli and his team, the Lexington Cancer Foundation, Mayor Gordon, and everyone who made this possible, thank you for your generosity in helping us build a future where cancer no longer defines the lives of so many Kentuckians. We invite everyone to join us on December 6th for an unforgettable evening of music, meaning, and hope. Thank you.
I want to extend my thanks to Central Bank Center. Central Bank Center is a hub for entertainment in the heart of our downtown. And I give a special thanks to Brian Sipe, who is with us today. And I just want to tell Brian his team rocks all the time, every day. So tickets for Andrea Bocelli's Lexington debut are still available, and we want you to get yours while they last. So it will be an evening to remember, and thank you all for being here today.
Lex TV's very own intern, Mac Beecraft, joins us to talk about what's happening this weekend in Lexington.
Hey Lexington, I'm Mac and I'm interning with Lex TV. Here's some upcoming events this weekend that are going on in Lexington and Fayette County. Join the outdoor programs for a hike at Heisel Farm Park Main Gate Saturday, November 1st at 9:30 a.m. This hike will focus on the migration season in our parks during this month. We will identify various bird calls around the park and discuss some of the rare birds that are present in our area at this time of the year. Bring some binoculars if you desire, and for more details and information, please visit the calendar page at lexingtonky.gov. Join the park staff to help remove invasive plant species at Raven Run Nature Sanctuary this Saturday at 10 a.m. This month we will focus on removing bush honeysuckle and winter creeper. This program is recommended for all adults in ages 12 plus, but all ages are welcome. Tools, equipment, and gloves are provided, but feel free to bring your own gloves if you prefer. Anyone under the age of 18 must be accompanied by an adult. All participants will need to sign our volunteer waiver prior to volunteering. And then the Story Walk at McConnell Springs this Saturday morning at 10 a.m. It's a fun way for children and adults to experience reading. Laminated pages of a children's book will be posted around the trail for all to enjoy at their own pace. This is a self-guided event and no registration is necessary. Meet with other men and boys from the community in the Kings Club Boys Mentorship Group at Castlewood Community Center Sunday evening at 6 for a safe space to discuss everything that being a king in today's society involves. This is a monthly meeting and all meetings take place on the first Thursday of every month while Fayette County Public Schools is in session. Free food will be provided and any male under the age of 18 is eligible to attend. And I'm Mac, and that's just some of the things going on this weekend in Lexington and Fayette County. For more events and more information, please be sure to visit lexingtonky.gov. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Stay classy, Lexington.
Mac joins us again to tell us about our live meeting coverage this week.
Hello everybody, I'm Mac and I'm interning with Lex TV. Here's our live meeting schedule for this week, October 27th for Lex TV. Remember, you can watch all of our live meeting coverage on Lex TV channel 185 and always online at lexingtonky.gov. We've got a live meeting schedule for this week. First up, on Wednesday, October 29th at 8:30 a.m. is the Planning Commission's Technical Review Committee meeting. This meeting is held in the third floor conference room in the downtown Phoenix building. And our other live meeting of the week is on Thursday, October 30th at 1:30 p.m. and it's the Planning Commission's work session held in the third floor conference room of the Phoenix building. That's our current live meeting schedule for Lex TV for all of the week of October 27th. Watch all of our meeting coverage on Lex TV channel 185 or always online at lexingtonky.gov. I'm Mac, and we'll see you next time.
That's all for now, but as always, you can keep up with us on social media. Check out the latest traffic updates on X at LexRex or catch our live traffic cams on lexingtonky.gov. For all of us at Lex TV, I'm Neil Noah, and that's it for now.